Heather with Sonoma Fit, and today we have for you a little chair class. So the chair that I have at home here is a chair that maybe you have at home. Ideally, you want to use one of your dining room chairs, something with a firm back, and the most ideal chair would be one that doesn't have any arms on the side, so that you're free to move your arms to the side, but is tall enough at the back that you're able to hold on to it for balance. So you're going to see that this will be not really the most ideal chair, but we're going to make it work, and I'll show you. I'll move out from behind the chair to show you what I'm doing. All right, so we're gonna start seated in the chair, and I have a set of weights with me here down on the floor. If you do not have a set of weights with you at home, make sure to grab a set of soup cans. Choose something that would be a good weight for you that is manageable, bringing out to the sides for your shoulders. If you have shoulder injuries, you can always do all of this without weights as well. All right, so we're just gonna start by warming up the body. So I'm gonna start by bringing my hands to my side. If I have a chair like this, I wanna be more forward in it so that I'm not kicking back in the chair. Take a deep breath in. Lift that chest up and exhale down. And again, let's take a nice deep breath in. And exhale down, keeping that chest up nice and high. All right, we're gonna start to just march those feet in the chair, a little march, and I'm gonna let those arms swing a little bit. You can put on any music that you like in the background here. Pick something that works for you. And we'll do a little heel tap forward. Now, I should point out here that ideally this chair is a little bit low for me because my hips are dropping below my knees. So ideally you want a chair that is, the chairs are really not very adjustable, but you want a chair that you're sitting in that your hips are at your knees or above and that you're not dipping down low here. So if you're feeling a lot of stress in your hip flexors here, just try to find a better chair. All right, let's start to take it a little bit bigger out in front. My option here would be to extend that leg and engage through my quadriceps. And if that doesn't work, I'll progress it back to that heel tap here. Let's go 4 and 3 and 2. Now back to that little march. Take a little march in place. Just letting those arms swing here. And if that's not working for me to lift the foot off the floor, I can just lift the heel off the floor. And 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now tap that heel forward again. One more time here. Being aware of your posture, that we're not slouching into the chair. I'm gonna lift up nice and tall. So I'm really having to engage through my core, using the muscles in my back to keep my chest up. And we'll be doing some work to engage in those back muscles today so that we're really able to work on good posture. And again, I can add that extension and lift, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and rest. All right, let's roll that shoulder back, lift that chest, roll, lift, roll. Now, if you've got some room here, we're gonna be able to start to work that elbow back and go a little bigger. If that feels okay, I'm gonna start to go even bigger. If it doesn't, keep it small. And you should be able to bring that arm all the way around if you can. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Let's take those arms out to the side. And exhale down. All right, let's move it back into the feet. So now I'm gonna just tap the toes. So this is gonna really help me with my gait, with walking, by strengthening on the front side here. So by lifting those toes up, I'm alternating them, and now I'm gonna go to doubles. If the doubles don't work for you, stay with the alternating singles. Lift, lift, lift. We've got 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now take the heels and toes, and heels and toes. So I'm just rocking and lifting up to the balls of the feet. Lift those toes up. Let's do 4 more. 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and relax. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start working with some strength work here. I've got my body a little bit warmed up, and then we'll come back to some work without the weights. So I'm gonna start with just one weight. And I'm gonna bring this foot in, whatever weight I am holding on you're starting with that right arm. I'm gonna bring that right leg in. That hand is on the thigh, and I'm gonna hinge forward. And I'm just gonna take a single arm row. So I'm gonna turn for you a little to the side so you can see here. We're just squeezing the shoulder blade at the top. So I wanna drive that elbow back. And exhale as you bring the weight back. Up, keeping it in towards you. Let's do 2 more here, and last one. And let's lift that chest up. And then I'm gonna switch the weight to the other side. So same thing here, bring that weight in. This foot comes a little forward, bring it in, hinge forward, and let's row here. And I'm just driving that elbow back. I wanna keep my neck nice and long, so I'm gonna turn a little for you here. We're looking at here, not straight down at your toes. Make sure your neck's not arching here. We want a nice long spine. We got 4, 3, let's do 2 more, 2, 1 more, and 1, and lift. All right, bring it to the front, and I'm gonna take that weight right here between the legs. So opening the feet up just enough to let that weight hang down here in front. This can be done without the weight if I need to. I'm gonna bring it right out in front and then drive straight down. And I'm gonna use those muscles in the back here. If my shoulders are okay with coming up higher, I'm gonna lift a little bit higher. And let's really start to use that resistance as we come down so that we are engaging through those lat muscles here in the back. And it's not so much about the shoulders as it is about my back muscles. I'm lifting nice and tall. As you come down, let's exhale. Again, if that doesn't feel good on your shoulders, just limit the range of motion. Don't go up quite as high. And we've got 1 more. And exhale down. And relax. All right, let's bring those feet back in a little closer. We're gonna start to bring the heart rate up a little bit with a little bit of core, and I'm just gonna take that weight side to side. Again, if this doesn't work for me to hold this weight, I can always take it down, so I could just be moving side to side here without that weight in my hands, and I've got 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bring it into the chest. I'm gonna come out in front, and lift up, and take it out in front, out. And up, let's do 2 more of these. Take it out in front, bring it into the chest, lift up overhead, and take it out. 1 more. Now take it side to side again. Right and left, and right and left. We should be feeling that heart rate come up a little bit with this quicker movement. And we've got 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bring it in, take it out in front, and then overhead. Big reach up, and out. And up, we've got 2 more here. Take it out and lift up. And 1 more time, reach out and lift up. All right, bring it down, and now we're gonna paddle. So we're pulling down. Imagine you're in the water, you're on a paddle board, and we're driving that paddle into the water. You might be in a canoe, and we're driving it and pulling through the water. So create that resistance for yourself. And let's go 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and rest. Whoo! Okay, we're gonna grab the other weight now. So now we should have 2 weights, and we're gonna continue with some work in the back. So those rows that I was doing with 1 arm, now I'm gonna do them with both. So bring the feet out a little bit in front, turn your palms in towards your legs. Chest should be lifted, back nice and long, looking out in front, and I'll drive those elbows back. So let's play around a little bit with the tempo here, and we're gonna go back 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, 1, slow, slow to neutral. Now a little faster. Let's go 4, and 3, and we have 2 more. 2, last one, and 1. Now lift that chest and relax the shoulders down. Woo, let's do that again. So hinge forward, and we'll start. Go squeeze, 2, 3, and 4. And again, squeeze, and slowly bring it back to neutral. Now pick up the pace. We've got 4 here. 1, keep that back nice and long. Watch that your neck's not doing this. Look out in front. Woo. And rest, lift that chest up. All right, now we're gonna do some reverse flies. If these don't work for you, take the weights out, or you can go back to the rows and just stay in tight to the body. We're gonna take it out to the sides, and we're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades. So this is working those muscles in the back. This is that reverse fly. And exhale at the top. Lift, let's do 1 more, and lift, and then lift your chest. So that we're giving ourselves a break in between, that we're not having to stay. It takes a lot of work for the core to stay forward here. So let's go back here again, engage those muscles in the core, keep that back long, and we'll squeeze. Let's do 4 more here. 4, whoo, and 3, 2 more, 2, last one, and lift that chest. Roll those shoulders back. All right, let's take it. We've got 1 more here. Bring those feet in. So now I'm gonna work the scapula here, scaption coming out in front. So this is not just about those shoulders. I wanna make sure I'm lifting through that chest, and then drive it down and in. And lift up tall, and drive it down and in. And 1 more time, lift, and drive it down and in. Good. All right, let's set those weights down. Go ahead, and we're gonna bring the heart rate up a bit before we stand up, and we'll do some balance work. So I'm gonna start here with just a little heel tap. Put on a good song for this one. All right, we're gonna take it out to the side. If it doesn't work for me to go to the side, keep the foot to the front, and I'm gonna start to push away Adding a little bit more movement here to the upper body. If I want to reach bigger, I'm going to notice my heart rate goes up more. And I've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now take it here. 4, 3, lifting those heels, 2 and 1. Keep that chest up and go back to this, to the side. Or I can go all the way up, adding more of a tilt, making it bigger. I don't have to tilt the body. I could just use the arm up. Again, make it work for you. 4 and 3 and 2 and take it here and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and all right, we're gonna lift up. So coming up out of the chair, I would like you to not push off the chair if possible. Take the hands to the legs or out in front, and we're gonna engage through the core, squeeze through the glutes, and stand all the way up. Ooh, let's go right back down. All the way back down, come down to that chair, and lift up. So we're having to use that lower body. Keep that chest up. If you need a little help, you can push off the legs or push off the chair, but keep that chest up as you do. As you come back down, try not to plop into the chair. I want you to go as slowly as you can, really using that lower body. Weight back in those heels, and we'll do that one more time. Come up, and let's stay up. Whew. Okay, we're gonna move to the back of the chair. So let's come on back. And we're gonna do some balance work here. I'm gonna start here just to show you where you would be holding on, but then I'm gonna move to the front of the chair just so that you can see the lower body movement. But I would like you to stay back here. If you don't need the chair for balance, just let the hands go off the back of the chair. But know that the chair is there if you need it. So we're just gonna start with a little tap side to side. So you'll keep going with that tap. I'm gonna come out here, and this is my imaginary chair here. So I'm just gonna tap side to side. I'm watching that I'm not leaning, I'm keeping that chest up. And I'm gonna start to add some balance work here, so a little brush. Notice I'm keeping my toe facing forward. If you have a higher back chair, this is why it's nice that you're not having to reach down to that chair. Be aware of that you wanna be able to keep the chest up nice and high and keep that chest up as you take that leg out. The toes should face forward. I'm not rotating out. And I've got 4 and 3. Let's do 2 more, 2 and 1 more, 1. All right, I'm gonna tap behind me. So you're still holding onto the back of the chair and you're tapping behind. Watch that you don't lean your body forward, stay tall. And we're gonna add a little brush and lift. So I'm brushing off the floor. I feel the glute squeeze and the hamstring squeeze. If you're wanting to try taking one hand off, we can do the opposite or the same arm to leg and just let go with whatever arm works for you. Whatever happens first is good. And you can always take both arms off if you were back here and you're feeling confident with that balance. We're feeling that squeeze through the glute and the hamstring. 4 and 3, 2 more, 2, last one, and 1, and rest. All right, holding onto the back of the chair, lift up tall. We're gonna go ahead and balance on one foot. So just take that leg off, watch that we don't dip into that hip, lift up and hold. And you can try letting one or both hands off the chair. Think about really making sure that you're not rolling into to the side of the foot, that you're even through the big toe, the pinky, and the heel. And let's set that down, and we'll do that again on the other side. Just lifting that foot off carefully. You can let the hands come off the chair as you feel confident with that balance, and just hold, breathe into it. If you're really ready to take it to another level with your balance, we can try closing our eyes, but make sure you know where that chair is if you lose your balance, because most of us, as soon as we close our eyes, do start to lose our balance. And bring it down. Let's go back to the taps. So we're gonna tap right and left, and right and left. Let's do 4 more. We can add that lift here. 2 more. And now we're gonna take it back, and we'll go back, behind, and if we want, we can add that brush and balance, and we go 4 and 3, 2 more, 2 and 1, and rest. All right, holding onto the back of the chair, and then if we don't need the chair, we can move the hands to the hips. So we're gonna do some hip hinges here. I'm gonna turn to the side. Imagine I'm holding my chair here. I'm gonna drive my hips straight back. I wanna imagine that I'm being pulled on the top of my pants, right at my belt loop, but I'm keeping my back nice and long. As I drive my hips back, I wanna keep the legs long, but a little bit of softness in the knees, and then I'm gonna drive back up. So hands can be on the back of the chair, or you can have them on your hips. Just be aware of your shoulders not rising up here. And I'm gonna start to feel the connection with this hip hinge, with what's happening here on the back of the leg. Now I can continue to do these as doubles, and I don't have to move into the singles, but we're gonna try to isolate and work one side at a time. So I'm gonna take my right leg back, and then I'm going to drive my hips back, working the standing leg. And I'm gonna drive those hips back, keeping this knee soft, but I'm really working through the back of the leg and into that glute. Hold on to the chair here if you need the balance. This is not when you have to worry so much about your balance. If you want to take this up a level and you're having trouble getting the sensation here, try lifting this foot off and then drive your hips back on that one. I'm going to do the other side, so make sure you're switching, and same thing here. I'm going to drive my hips back and come on up. And I can certainly just continue here, or I can lift that back foot off if I want, and you would be holding the chair here, and I'm gonna drive those hips back, so I'm really feeling that glute and that hamstring on that single leg. This is where you will find, so for me, my right side is my weaker side, so you're gonna find your weaker side as well. So let's go back and just finish with both feet again, and let's go back and up. What this is leading us into is some squats. If the squats don't work for me, I'm gonna stay with the hip hinges. So let's drive that weight back into the heels, and you can let the hands go off the chair, you can keep the hands on the chair. The nice thing about holding onto the chair here is you're able to get the weight back into the heels a little bit more. Wiggle those toes at the bottom of your squat. Let's do 2 more, drive it back. 1 more, and back, and up, and rest. All right, we're gonna move to the side of the chair. So I'm gonna start over here for you. We'll see how this works out. Make sure that you move any weights or anything that you have at the side. And ideally, again, you're holding onto the back of your chair, and it's high enough here that you're able to hold on without having to lean into it. So we're gonna start on the side of the chair, and I'm gonna move the inside leg. I'm gonna move forward here, but you would hold on to the back of that chair. And I'm just gonna tap this leg forward and back. Now I'm gonna progress this, but you choose which progressions work for you. So I'm gonna start with a swing to the front and a tap to the back, and a swing to the front and a tap to the back. Swing and tap. Now I can swing forward, swing back. I'm keeping that chest up and I'm not leaning, but if I wanna take it 1 more level, I'm gonna add a hinge, which is gonna throw my balance off. That work we just did on that single leg hip hinge is gonna come into play here. Woo, 1 more, and hinge and up. Switching legs, I'm gonna take that leg and tap front and back. I'm still staying on this side of the chair, this one's a little different. And now instead of that tap to the front, I'm gonna add a knee and tap, and knee and tap. And then if I want, I can move this to a brush, and knee and brush. 2 more, 1 more, knee and brush. Now lift up and hold the knee up and balance. And then if you're able to, take that hand off the chair, hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo. All right, let's move to the other side of the chair. We're gonna do the other side. So we're gonna do the same thing over here, and I'm gonna actually move out here for you on this one, but I'm switching legs. So now you're using the other leg, an inside leg to the chair, and I'm holding onto that chair, and I'm gonna tap front and back, and front and back. And I'm just holding on here. I'm gonna progress this if I'm feeling comfortable by brushing to the front, tap to the back. And then if I'm okay with that, I'm gonna move it to a swing front to back. If that feels okay, I might add that hip hinge. I can go as far forward on that hinge as I'm feeling comfortable with, and make sure that you're being safe and having that chair close to you. 1 more, and come up and rest. And then I'm gonna move it into the taps again. So I'm gonna switching legs. So now you're here and you're gonna use that leg, outside leg. So you're gonna tap front and back, and front and back. The option is the knee and tap, and knee and tap, knee and brush, knee and brush. Keep that chest up, knee and squeeze. All right, 1 more. Now we're gonna lift and hold, lift and hold, 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 hold. And let's set that down. All right, let's go ahead and come back to the chair. We're just gonna finish in here in the chair. Come back, sit down, pat yourself on the back. All right, let's go ahead and just do a couple breaths here to just really center ourselves back to that chair before we do a few stretches. So palms are gonna face forward. Deep breath into that nose. Exhale as you bring the hands into the chest. Now just hold them in here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring those arms down to the side. Just relax, keep that chest up, and try not to lean back into the chair. I want you to stay a little bit forward here. Exhale and bring it into the chest. And breathe in. And exhale down. And just let those hands fall to the sides. Just flex that right foot forward. Do a lot of work for those legs today. And hinge. keep that chest up. And the other side, flex, and just drive those hips back. And come on up. And let's go ahead and finish with just a little bit of a reminder here for our posture. So I want to take the hands out in front, make sure that the shoulders are not rounding forward, chest up. And I'm going to open up my arms, squeeze those shoulder blades. That work that we did with the weights where we were working on our back muscles, this is why we want to make sure that we're nice and tall. And then bring it back in. And again, one more time. And back in. And then we're going to lift the chest up. And bring it down. And one more time. Let's lift that chest up. And bring it back in. And let those arms come down to the side. Let's take one more breath in. Breathe into your nose. And just let those arms float back down. Awesome job. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. This is Heather. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Sonoma Fit and share the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.